So hello and welcome back guys. So guys, in today's video I will teach you about objects, its class and how to create them. So you can simply create an object using this, the brackets and the values inside. And by the way, you can have functions too like this. This is the new syntax, or you can use the old one, this function one. It depends on you guys, but anyways, we don't have to define any function, so let's move on. And then we can create functions like this too. Object.create, and inside we have to provide a prototype. But for now, this object will be an empty object, but it will be its prototype, all of this shit. And one more thing guys, let me show you another thing. Let's go to basic class. You can create object in another way. For example, we have this class, and then we can just do new a class. Bam, a new object is created. Pretty simple. Now let's move on to other stuff. Well, this is an array. It will help you guys in understanding some stuff. So let's begin real quick. Well, first of all, we have the object.fromEntries function. So what are entries? Well, entries are kind of like something which is iterable, and it have two properties in each array. First one is the key and second one is the damn value. Well, we can do it pretty easily. First of all, we have to provide the entries, and for that we can simply do object dot entries, or we can do array dot, well, it do not exist, we can do ar dot entries, my bad. Bam. So now it will work. Let me just log all of this so that you can understand what is happening and what is not happening. All right. Well, you can see it returned us an array. Sorry, it returned us an object with all of these value. Zero is the key and its value is zero. So you can understand what we are doing with object.fromEntries thing from this. And then comes these three thingies: object.entries, keys, and values. The object.entry thing is pretty similar to this thing. It will just return all of the entries. I will log it. It will help you in understanding more. Well, if you just log this, you will get something which you cannot understand. Well, with my bad. Let me just do, wait a second. Alright, so you can see object.entries, it returned nothing because we have to provide the parameter too, of course, I forgot. We have to provide this parameter, and now this parameter refers to the object we are using. So you can see we did all of this, and now it returned us an array, and those arrays contain lot more arrays. Each array's first property is the key, and second one is the value. Pretty simple. Now let's move on to these two, the keys and the values. Well, they returns the keys and the values of an object. Let me just log all of that so that you can understand it. And cls, boom. So you can see the first array contains all the keys and the second one contains all the values. That was pretty simple too, I will say. Now let's comment it out. And then here comes the get own property descriptor. Well, it is pretty simple thing. Well, before that, let me show you another thing. Log object dot get property descriptors, and the object will be equals to this one. So guys, what is an object property descriptor? It is something like which tells the, well, let me just show you instead. Bam. So you can see it returns us an object with all of these descriptors. So the first one is name, and this descriptor contains the value, it is equals to Shishui, and then it contains three properties. First one is writable, whether we can write on this property or not. Second one is enumerable, well, it is the third one, my bad. It is whether we can loop through this property or not. And then comes the third one, configurable. It is like we can configure this thing or not, like changing its stuff like value and writable. And this is our property descriptor. And if we do something like, well, the first function we use is get own property descriptors. It return each and every descriptor, but we can get descriptor for a particular value, for example name, and then it will return us this, just the name properties descriptor. Alright guys, so I told you about getting the property descriptors, but what if you want to add a property or define one? For that, let me show you real quick. Holy shit, let me uncomment all of this real quick. Wait for a second. Bam. All right, so in the define property function, first of all we have to provide our object, then we have to provide the key, and then comes all of these values. Well, these are those stuff, whether the thing is writable or not, whether we can configure it or not, and third one, whether it is loopable or not, and then its value. Well, it will just add this damn value to our object. Let me show you. Log ob dot mail. So if we log it before and afterwards, you can see a change. Firstly it was undefined, but later on it was changed to this. And yeah, this is it. Well, that's how we define properties. All right, so I created a simple object. So in the define properties, you have to provide multiple objects. All right, like in the define property thing, we just sent a simple object and the key was here. But instead in define properties, you have to provide an object in which you are providing the key and its configuration or description or whatever you consider it. Now let me show you what happens if we do this. Bang, you can see the new one and new two property are added. Pretty simple. Now let's move on to get on own property names. It is pretty much similar to the keys function. It will return each and every property of an object. Let me do ob. Pretty similar, simple. Now you can see it added all the properties. All right, now comes the get own property symbol function. It is pretty much similar, but it will return only the symbols. Well, let me just show you real quick. All right, now let me log all of that. Right, boom. So you can see it returned as an empty array because because we are providing OB, not a new object of this AA class. Now you can see it returned as the symbol because the symbol exists. All right, let me do another thing. If we have two symbol, it will return as two symbols. Pretty much easy. And let me show you the use case. Well, what if I do something like, wait a second, let me do control plus x, const ob3 is equals to this object. And if I do something like ob3 and then I provide this symbol, it will not return us hello. Instead, it will be undefined. All right, we have to provide our object here to ob3. My bad. Bam. So you can see it is undefined. But what if you want to get it? It is pretty similar. You just do this, and instead of symbol, you will just do this, and bam. Well, it will help you to receive this property or to get this property. So this thing is very useful if you wanna snatch or if you wanna change or get a secret hidden property of a class. It is pretty simple. As you can see, the get on property symbol function will return each and every symbol, and the names thing will return each and every damn name. All right, let me just comment all of this. This one is not needed to be commented. Object.get on property names. And now let's move on to get prototype of. It is just to get a prototype of any damn object. Well, let me show you. We created an object, simply it will have null prototype. But we created an object with object.create function. It will have this damn prototype. And by the way, you can set prototypes too. Let me show you real quick. If I do this, bang, and boom. So first of all, we have to provide the object and then a new prototype object. It will be, for example, we can do name Shishui and surname this, and age will be this, and this is it. Let me show you now, and bam. So now you can see it returned as this as the prototype of our thing. So you can see that's how we can set our prototypes. And now let's move on to these thingies. So for now you can see stuff like we have object and we do not have this value, sorry, we do not have this property. We can just do this and now our property will be added. Let me show you wait a second. Bang and bang bang. So now you can see, well, first of all, let me remove all of this defined property and stuff, because it is making the stuff quite messy, I'm not gonna lie. Right, cls bang. So you can see the w property was added, but there is a catch. We can prevent this thing via doing this. If I do prevent extension of this object, then you know what will happen. This, no matter what property you add, this property will never be added. And one more thing, if you were in the strict mode, like use strict, then it should throw an error. See, it can, because the object is not extensible, and it is the same thing in the TypeScript. And now let me show you some different stuff. Well, this was prevent extension, but you can still do stuff like you can change the value of our already existing properties. What if you want to stop them too? You can just freeze them via object.freeze function. I showed you that's how we do it. And by you can see the value didn't change. And if we were in the strict mode, it will throw an error. Pretty simple. And let me show you another thing. If we do object.seal, it will not do that. The freeze and seal thing are different, but they sound pretty much similar. You know what I'm saying? And there is one thing, the freeze property also prevents the addition of new objects, I mean new properties. So if we remove that, we cannot still add the new property. Let me show you. Ob.w is equals to that. You can see it didn't got added. Pretty much similar. All right, now let me show you a new thing. What there is a keyword called delete. If I do delete ob.name, now you will see something cool. Trust me, you are going to like it. If we do this, nothing happens because, and if I remove this freeze function, it will delete the name property. So you can see if we remove the freeze function and then we use the delete property, it will delete the property. But if we seal it, so you can see if I seal it, we cannot delete the property, but we can change the values like ob.name is equals to this. Alright, so the thing is, the seal property is just for preventing extensions and for preventing removal of properties, and the object.prevent extension property is just for preventing extensions, and object.freeze property is for literally preventing each and every damn thing. So that is all about our stuff. Now let me just remove all of that. So you can see this is all about these three functions, and here comes these four functions. They are pretty much easy to understand, so I'm not really going to use all of them. The object.isSealed function will tell whether the object is sealed or not. The frozen one will check whether the object is froze or freezed or not, and the extensible will check if we can extend the thing or not. And the object.is function, it is a bit different. If I log this object.is, so if we provide the same object different time, it will say false. You know why? Because these things are not same. They are different objects, they are created on different time. But if we provide the same object multiple times, you will see that it says true. And let me show you another thing. What if I do something like const a is equals to ob? All right, so if I check them now, it will still say true. Even if I do something like a dot name is equals to this, then guess what, it will still say true. So the main thing is it is just going to check the prototype and stuff of the object whether they are same or not. All right, and then comes these two function. They are just for converting a object to a string. Let me log both of them so that you can understand whether they works or not. Object.toString and then the JSON.stringify. And by the way, in both you have to provide the object, of course, otherwise it will not work. And you can see the object.toString function gave us this thing, whereas the JSON.stringify function literally gave us the string representation of our object. So that's how it works. And this object.toString function is kind of like, well, it is just object dot to string thing. Like it will convert this object class to the string. So sending any parameter is useless and stupid here. And I guess this is it. Thanks a lot for watching. If you were able to learn anything, tell me, and you then please tell me what else should I make video on. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.